Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's another Premier League weekend, and gradually we are coming to the very end of the Premier League season. It's been interesting so far, particularly interesting for Manchester United because looking at where they came from, when the season started to where they are today, they have a lot of beautiful fans, and of course other teams have performed well. For Manchester United, for instance, they have about 7 games to go so far. There are clubs that have about 8. So today there are quite a number of games that have been lined up. That's talking about the Premier League. Of course, it's another weekend, and what do you expect? What's a weekend with our Premier League fixtures, so to say? But before I dive into the fixtures we have, I want to talk about Manchester United's game against Bournemouth yesterday. I don't know how many of you watched that game, but if you did, you will actually agree with me that Manchester United were robbed of a penalty. It was a very clear penalty, and the craziest part is that after Ahmad was brought down in the 18-yard box of Bournemouth, and then there was no penalty given, they went ahead to score a goal. That was like the craziest part. There's this thing that happens to players usually whenever you feel like you've been fouled and then the referee doesn't do anything. It sort of demoralizes you. But for me, I don't think it makes sense. I feel like the players should have just tried as much as possible to make sure that Bournemouth doesn't score that game, and then you can now start complaining. But Bournemouth also got something similar. One of their players was just a very slight push in Manchester United 18-yard. They got a penalty. Maguire, who brought the player down, actually got sent off. He was given a red card. And then, it sort of even became clearer that this ref, it be like saying no like Manchester United, and it's increasingly becoming clearer that there are many people who do not like Manchester United to succeed. That was what we saw yesterday. And if you watched it, you can also agree with me that Manchester United were clearly robbed. I don't know, is it that they don't want the club to finish in the top 4? Because the fact is that apart from Arsenal currently, every other club can drop from that top 4 team. The points are not really that much. If Manchester United had won, by the way, the game ended 2-2 yesterday. Manchester United were the first to score. And then before you knew what was happening, these guys came back. Manchester United got a penalty, and they also got a penalty. So it was as though it was all planned. All right. So if Manchester United had won that match yesterday, it would have taken them a bit closer to Manchester City. Currently, they are 55, and Manchester City has a game in hand to play. So Manchester United really missed a lot of chances, but I know that Bournemouth is one of the clubs that's always giving Manchester United tough time. Before the game started, I told a friend who was saying that given how they performed against Aston Villa, that Manchester United were going to win Bournemouth. I told him it wasn't true. While Antoine Semenyo, who currently plays for Man City, was at Bournemouth, we saw how difficult it was always to win the club. And then moving forward, so Arsenal is going to play Manchester City tomorrow in the final of the Caraboa Cup. It's going to be a very interesting encounter. Interesting particularly for Man City because they had lost out of the Champions League, after they were beaten very mercilessly by Real Madrid. So they'll be expecting to, clinch that one tomorrow against Arsenal. By the way, I've been hearing conversations, people have been sort of begging Arteta to allow Manchester City win the trophy, since it has become clear that Arsenal is going to win the Premier League after several years without a trophy. And me, I'm saying let everybody just play their first 11. Let the best team win. It's not that Arsenal or Manchester City will go and feature children tomorrow now, and then later they'll be saying, didn't you see that we had to play our second 11? Please, I don't want to hear that. Let everybody feature their very best team. And by the way, it's final, and you know what it means if you end the season with a trophy, and then if you end the season without a trophy, the kind of insult you're going to receive. There have also been rumors that Pep Guardiola is likely going to leave Man City by the end of this season. I feel like if Man City is able to win, the Carabao Cup tomorrow, it's going to be a very good way for him to leave the club, because I don't see them winning the Premier League. Clearly, it looks like the Premier League already belongs to Arsenal. I mean, some of their fans are already even celebrating. All right, I mean, the gap is quite much. Arsenal is not likely going to win all of their matches, but at least currently they have about 9 points, above Man City, and that means a lot. So there are quite a number of fixtures, lined up for today. So Brighton is playing Liverpool. That game starts very soon at around 1:30, and then Fulham is playing Burnley. Man City is playing Crystal Palace. It's going to be a tough one. Okay, that match has been postponed. Sorry, it's been shifted. But Everton is going to play Chelsea. That's a very tough one. Leeds is going to play Brentford. And then tomorrow, Newcastle is going to be playing Sunderland. Aston Villa is going to play West Ham. Then Tottenham is going to play Nottingham Forest. This is one game that people have really been talking about, because I didn't even know that Tottenham was this close to the relegation zone. You recall that they were beaten in the Champions League. So it's really going to be a very interesting one tomorrow, because even Nottingham Forest is struggling as well. So it's going to be a game of teams that are struggling, not to go to the relegation. But of course, we wait to see what happens. And then after this week, the players are going to be going on international break. And that's like the most painful part. The fact that Manchester United didn't win this match and then they are going on that very long international break. I mean, it's really crazy. So just share your thoughts on the comment section. Did you see Manchester United coming out of it with a win? Did you think that Ahmad deserved the penalty? Or did you think he didn't deserve that penalty? Yeah, so just share your thoughts on the comment section. And then, who do you see winning the Caraboa Cup tomorrow? Is it Man City? Is it Arsenal? Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.